Sound ready, 3, 2, 1, action.
Hello everyone, my name is Risma Fitriani, and you can just say Risma. Okay, today I'd like to share a short story about an important historical and religious site in Indonesia, the tomb of Sunan Maulana Hasanuddin. Nah, located in Banten Province, on the western part of Java Island. This tomb is in a place called Banten Lama, which means Old Banten. It is located in Kasenyutan village in Kasemen district, Serang city. Banten Lama is an area rich in Islamic history, and this tomb is one of its most visit pilgrimage spots. Now, let's talk about who Sunan Maulana Hasanuddin was. He was the first Sultan of the Banten Sultanate and the son of Sunan Gunung Jati, one of the Wali Songo, the 9 Islamic saints who spread Islam in Java. He ruled from 1552 to 1570. His leadership helped establish Banten as both a powerful Islamic kingdom and a center of trade. Nah, he was not just a political leader, but also a religious figure. His mission was to spread Islamic peacefully through education, good example, and by respecting in the local culture. This made him well respected not only in Banten but also in nearby regions. Okay guys, during his roles, Banten became known across Southeast Asia. It traded with countries like China, India, and even Portugal. And Hasanuddin also helped build many Islamic institutions. One of his most important contributions was the construction of the Great Mosque of Banten, which still stands today and is located near his tomb. Okay, now let's take a look at the tomb complex itself. The tomb was built in the 16th century and shows Islamic architecture of that time. It has strong red brick walls, a traditional main gate, and a peaceful atmosphere. The design of the gate shows a mix of Hindu and Islamic elements, a reflection of the culture blend during the era. Okay, inside the complex, you can find not only the tomb of Sunan Maulana Hasanuddin, but also the graves of his family and royal descendants. It's a secret place, and many visitors come not only to pray but also to learn and reflect on the past. Each year, especially during important Islamic months like Ramadan or Maulid Nabi, thousands of people from different parts of Indonesia visit this site. They come for ziarah, which means religious pilgrimage. They pray, seek blessings, and show respect to a man who played a hug role in shaping in Islamic history of Banten. In conclusion, the tomb of Sunan Maulana Hasanuddin is more than just a burial site. It is a place of spiritual connection, historical learning, and culture appreciation. It reminds us that Islam in Indonesia grows not through violence, but through wisdom, patience, and peaceful teaching. Okay, thank you very much for listening. I hope this story helps you understand with this site is so meaningful for many Indonesia, and why it continues to inspire people today. Thank you very much.
The next with me Aulia Mujahidah, the pilgrimage site in Banten, particularly at the Sultan Maulana Hasanuddin, is Located in a fairly large and open area, the environment tends to be hot during the day, but in some corners there are ledges that provide a bit of shade. Yeah. The path leading to the tomb has been paved, so visitors can walk comfortably, although it can get dusty during dry weather. Next, the main structure, which is the tomb shelter of the Sultan and his family, is surrounded by an iron fence or brick wall. The building looks old and simple, yeah, with some parts already worn due to age. Inside the tomb area, pilgrims usually sit to pray, recite tahlil, or simply reflect in the atmosphere is generally calm, although it can be crowded at certain times, especially on Islamic holiday or during commemoration event. How in terms of facilities, the pilgrimage site provide parking areas, yes, public toilets, and resting spots. However, these facilities are still quite basic. The toilets are available, but clean lines might not always be well maintained when the place is very crowded. The parking area is spacious enough to accommodate motorcycle and cars. There are also some benches under the trees where visitor can rest. Scenery around the pilgrimage site is dominated by open area and all mosque, Masjid Agung Banten. With a tower approximately 24 meters high and small stalls selling flower petals, bottled water, snack, and souvenir. The Masjid Agung Banten itself one of the main attraction. Yeah, because of its unique architectural style and serves as a place for pilgrims to stop and perform prayers.
Introduce myself. My name is Stefan Maulana Kurniawan from class 6C, and now I will discuss culinary in Tomb of Sultan Maulana Hasanuddin. Okay, the Tomb of Sultan Maulana Hasanuddin, located in Banten, Indonesia, is not only a historical place that holds spiritual and cultural values, but also an interesting culinary destination. Although better known as a historical site, the area around the tomb offers a wide selection of delicious and typical Banten food. And now, culinary specialties of Banten. Around the tomb of Sultan Maulana Hasanuddin, visitors can find various types of Banten culinary specialties that are worth trying. Some of them are: first is milkfish satay. Skewered milkfish is one of Banten's culinary specialties, made from seasoned and grilled milkfish. This satay has a delicious flavor and distinctive aroma. 2. Rabak. Rabak is a Banten specialty made from mutton or beef cooked with coconut milk and special spice. Rabak has a savory taste and fragrant aroma. Third, Snow White cake. Snow White cake is a typical Banten cake made from wheat flour, sugar, and eggs. It has a sweet flavor and soft texture. Culinary experience. The culinary experience around Sultan Maulana Hasanuddin Tomb is not only about tasting delicious food, but also about enjoying the distinctive atmosphere. Visitors can enjoy the food while taking in the scenery around the beautiful and historic tomb. Maybe for me, thanks for attention.
Hello everyone, with me Siti Maulida. Today I'd like to talk about something we often overlooking during religious trips: cleanliness, especially when we visit the grave of Sultan Maulana Hasanuddin in Banten. Upon entering the site, visitors are greeted by an atmosphere that feels clean and well cared for. The pathways make it easy for pilgrims to walk without worrying about slipping or getting dirty. Every corner appears well organized, with neatly maintained shady trees that create a peaceful and refreshing environment. Trash is hardly visible, as there are sufficient trash bins placed in strategic spots. Cleaning staff regularly sweep and maintain the area to ensure it stays steady. This level of care certainly makes the pilgrimage experience more comfortable and helps visitors focus on their prayers with greater devotion. However, behind the overall good maintenance and cleanliness, there are still small areas that escape attention. In a spot rarely passed by a visitor, one may find fields of dry leaves or small pieces of plastic waste that have not yet been removed. This serves as a reminder that maintenance effort needs to be more thorough so that the entire pilgrimage area remains beautiful, clean, and pleasant for everyone who comes. As you may know, this place is visited by thousands of people every year. People come to pray, reflect, and pay their respect to the first Sultan of Banten, who played a key role in spreading Islam in Java. The spiritual experience is truly powerful, but sadly, the physical environment doesn't always reflect that. While I was observing the surroundings, I noticed that there are problems with littering, particularly with items like cigarette butts, plastic bottles, and food wraps left behind. This is a concern that needs to be addressed, not only for cleanliness of the area but also for the comfort and safety of all visitors. So, why should we care? First, let's talk about health. When many people gather in one place, especially outdoors, trash can fill up quickly. If waste is not thrown into proper bins, the area becomes dirty and attracts insects and bacteria. Disease can lead to disease not just for visitors, but also for the local resident. A clean environment is not only more pleasant, but also much safer. Second, we need to consider respect. We're visiting the grave of a respected Muslim leader. Imagine someone visiting your loved one grave and leaving a trash behind. How would that make you feel? Sultan Maulana Hasanuddin deserves better. Cleanliness is not just a social value, it's a religious one too. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, thought that cleanliness is a part of faith. So when we keep the area clean, we're practicing our value. Third, there's the matter of environment. The area around the grave is not only rich in history but also a natural beauty. When we leave behind waste, especially plastics, we're damaging the environment. Trash can clog drains, pollute soil, and harms animals. If we don't take care of this place, future generations might not be able to experience it the way we do now. But the solution doesn't have to be complicated. Every visitor can take small steps, bring a reusable water bottle, throw trash into a proper bins, and gently reminds others to do the same. Local organizers can also help by adding more trash bins and signs that encourage visitors to keep the area clean and respectful. In the end, a pilgrimage to Sultan Maulana Hasanuddin grave is not just about prayer. It's about practicing our values, and cleanliness is a value we should carry with us everywhere, not just at home, but also in the places we visit and cherish. Thank you for listening.